whether it's the monarchy, private schools, all the political classics, John Lydon's never been afraid to vent. If Johnny sees something rotten, he'll make sure his voice is heard.
I could be wrong, I could be right.
His latest target? Revolutionary joke, Russell Brand. John reckons telling people not to vote is no laughing matter, labelling his plans idiotic, and branding Mr. Brand a bumhole. So what is the best way to express your anger? The Royal College of Midwives tried striking this week. For the first time in its 133-year history, they want a 1% pay rise. But will their anger deliver results? Meanwhile, the Greens are turning red with rage. Nigel Farage has been invited to join a televised leaders' debate at the next election, and the Greens aren't happy about being left out. And they're not alone.
These proposals are utterly unacceptable to the SNP, but I think they're unacceptable to any Democrat.
Of course, sometimes anger isn't expressed with words, but with fists. During a football match between Serbia and Albania, an Albanian flag was flown over the pitch, causing a rush of blood to the Balkan head. So, anger is an energy, but is it always a positive one? Are there times when getting too cross means we sometimes cross the line? Remember that. Johnny Lydon, welcome to the programme. It's great to have you.
Hello, you cheeky monkey.
Cheeky monkey. Now, anger is an energy. It's one of the most famous lines of Public Image Limited. It's now the title of your autobiography as well. Yeah. What do you mean by it?
I mean by that when I had meningitis and lost my memory and had to recover, and I didn't even recognise my own parents or anything, even my own name. The doctors at the hospital told my parents to keep me angry, and that would be the energy. Thereby, I found out who I really was at the end of the day.
So was that important?
Yeah, absolutely, fella. And anger is an energy when we're dealing with politicians.
Oh, you can say that
and
again.
You're very good at that.
I also get very angry at times, and I probably shouldn't. You also wrote it's the most powerful line I've ever come up with. At the time, though, I think you also said it had just been a throwaway line. Did the significance of it grow on you?
It's not a throwaway line, but to me it's kind of like, I understand what you're saying, it's flippant, but it's consistent through everything I do.
A lot of anger around in the 1970s, which the Sex Pistols reflected.
Yeah. And anger is an energy, and you must understand that anger must not resolve into violence. That's the point of it.
But your anger also had an effect. I mean, the establishment had to react. They were often negative. The council stopped gigs, the police raided performances, records were kind of unofficially banned. When all that was happening, you must have thought, we're getting somewhere with this.
Some of it was fantastic because I was paid not to work.
We all like that. It's a bit like this week.
No, but yeah. Unbelievable, weren't it? Because, I mean, really, seriously, what did I do wrong for this country? I mean, ever? Did I ever tell you a lie?
No, and as you say, you were always against violence.
Yeah. Did I ever feed a fib? Everything I said about, whether it be royal family or any of the political institutions, it may be considered accidentally, but I was dead bang on the money.
Was there a time, though, when the anger itself became exhausting?
I'm still here. You tell me.
Are you still angry?
Did you get worn out by my resilience?
Not me. I wondered if you were getting worn out.
Anger is an energy. I will always have that energy. I have the energy to stand up for the disenfranchised. I believe in what I do. I am resilient. I lost my memory at 7. It took me 4 years to recover that from a childhood illness. I love you. I love everything that is real, true, and solid.
What makes you angry now?
You.
Well, I know that.
I don't like the colour of them glasses.
They've got no colour.
You.
There's
You're
no colour.
solid. This fella is solid. You've been solid for years. You've buggered them politicians.
Well, you're speaking metaphorically, I hope.
Metaphorically. We stand on the same platter, don't we?
Well,
you know? Look at them.
Shall we bring them in?
Who are you going to vote for now?
Do you want to hear them?
Who are you going to vote for now?
Have you been motivated by anger in political career?
No.
No?
No, not an emotion I deal with very much. I also think that, broadly speaking, anger has disappeared from the discourse. Interesting, you were talking about the anger of the 70s. I mean, I remember the anger of students. I remember, people out in the streets. I remember even, going into the 80s, poll tax riots and so on. But when it came to Iraq, it was 1 million people strolling in the park. It didn't seem to me that same anger was around. And now we're into the 21st century. I don't see much of it at all.
I don't think anger has disappeared. I think, for instance, a lot of UKIP voters, certainly ex-Labour UKIP voters, are actually quite angry about the Westminster elites and issues like that. And I've been angry in politics.
Yeah, you've been angry. Anger is what you get angry about.
Yeah, I get angry about injustice, racism, whatever. And, I still can feel angry.
Didn't you get angry in your previous incarnation?
Yeah, as a Thatcherite.
I don't think
Weren't you angry?
No?
I don't think so, no.
Bloody sad sack.
Got cross with a few people.
on.
Cross?
I wasn't driven by anger.
That's very British. I got a
Anger
bit
is the
cross.
most important thing you have. This is how I recovered my memory. At 7, I had meningitis. That's like a debilitating disease, even in the slightest way possible. But I lost my memory. I didn't recognise my mum and dad or even myself, right? It took a lot of anger, which the hospital recommended,
I want to ask
for
you
my
this,
parents to find out who I was.
Just-
Anger is an energy.
Just before we go, are young people angry enough today?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Everything is mediocre and pleasant train journeys.
Yeah. Aha, now you're speaking.
Yes. People don't.
Hello, fella. By the way, I've got to tell you, I love those pleasant train journeys.
People don't get angry in
man.
these
Good
plane
man.
journeys. They just fall asleep in the middle of them. In fact, he often falls asleep and misses the station he's meant to get out at.
I don't care as long as you talk about them. As long as you get the publicity, I don't care what you say.
Do you really want to change this situation we call Britain? I do. I always have. I've offered, I've been away for a while, I'll come back, and you can't smoke a cigarette anywhere.
No. Well, we're going away now because we've run out of time.
Come
Thank you
back to
very
me. I'm proper Britain.
Yeah. Right, that's your lot for tonight, folks. But not for us, because it's Nicola Sturgeon's coronation party at Lulu's tonight. Now, knowing wee Nippy Sweetie, as they endearingly call our Nicks north of the border, yep, wee Nippy Sweetie, it'll be a right laugh. Not. But I'm told she's put a couple of groats behind the bar, though no doubt she'll be expecting change. Johnny will put a few quid behind the bar just to keep the party going. We leave you tonight with some exciting news. Next week sees the return of a certain Alan Johnson to the This Week sofa, a man who's been keeping a very low profile in recent days, increasingly talked about as the electoral saviour of the Labour Party. In fact, Westminster's been in the grip of what insiders are calling Alan Johnson fever. Oh, dear. Try and stay awake.
We've been suffering
Yeah, you do the air,
from
stop
it
it.
for ages here on This Week. It's about time the rest of you caught the bug. Nighty night. Don't let the hot sweats bite.
You've got the job.